Dangote humbled himself to come here, the refinery were not born. It's simple. He will not spend that money. Am I sure? Now who is losing? He is spending the billions of dollars to repair the factory because of pride, because of looking down on a prophet. It is not by my status quo, it is not by my giant, it is not by my qualification. The Lord tell me from the beginning, I am not giving you this power because of your qualification, because of your stature, because of your muscle. No, I am giving it to you because of your intention and your thought.
On June 26, 2024, news broke of a fire outbreak at the Dangote Refinery, causing widespread concern among Nigerians. An on-site engineer confirmed that the fire did not affect the main refinery, attributing it to an accident and nothing more. However, opinions varied, with some suspecting sabotage and others believing it could have a spiritual cause. In July 2024, during one of his church services, Prophet Ajumaje said, and I quote, "Dangote did not humble himself and come to me, that's why his refinery caught fire." He went on to accuse Aliko Dangote of pride. Let's analyze just the statement for red flags. Dangote did not humble himself. First off, let's note that Alhaji Aliko Dangote is a Muslim and has been a humble man since the late 80s. He has not been involved in any known scandal. He is a philanthropist and the greatest employer of labor in Nigeria. Let's go back to the first phrase, Dangote did not humble himself. The prophet is implying that he holds some form of power and influence over Aliko Dangote and suggests that Dangote is too proud to seek spiritual guidance from him. The prophet has alluded to possessing certain powers, like a Beto shaker, but there has been no tangible demonstration of these abilities. Aside from his performance in London and collaborating with the superstar musician, Flavor, there is no evidence of his powers being used for any meaningful purpose. Nigerians would like to see him perform genuine miracles, healing the sick, making the lame walk rather than staged performances. When combining the phrases, Dangote did not humble himself and come to me, the prophet creates an image of man bowing down to God and seeking help, much like in prayer. In this instance, Ajumaje appears to view himself as omnipotent, while Aliko Dangote is reduced to the status of a mere mortal. This is pride taken too far. That's why the refinery got burnt. This part is quite manipulative, attempting to make Dangote feel guilty for not approaching him to take specific spiritual precautions to secure his refinery. What happened at the refinery was an accident, and accidents happen. Trying to link every human event to spiritual causes is both inept and an outdated manipulative technique. This part also infers that he has the power to prevent an event that was destined to happen. The statement by the prophet is nothing but a cheap seductive cliché. It is clearly an invitation to Aliko Dangote to seek his spiritual guidance regarding matters that could impact his $20 billion investment. Having the richest man in Africa as one of your patrons is a jackpot. The prophet is ineptly trying to manipulate Aliko Dangote into thinking there's a powerful man somewhere who has powers to prevent future events from happening. But there's something the prophet ignored: you can only manipulate desperate and hopeless people. Dangote is neither of them. Dangote is an exceptional businessman with a sharp understanding of how to attract and build strong relationships with clients, both nationally and internationally. It's highly unlikely that someone of his caliber would be coaxed by such a low-level extortion tactic. Red alerts. Why did he choose the church as the platform for this statement? By making the statement during a church service, the prophet likely aimed to amplify the impact of his message, using the religious setting to lend it more credibility. The church setting allows him to address a large audience, making the message seem more significant and urgent. It also reinforces the idea that his words are divinely inspired. What message was he trying to convey? The prophet's message seems to be a warning or a call to action, implying that without his spiritual intervention, even the most successful ventures could be at risk. He might be suggesting that wealth and power alone are not enough to protect one's assets without spiritual guidance. The underlying message is that spiritual authority, as represented by him, should not be overlooked. Was the message targeted specifically at Dangote or other top businessmen? While the statement was directed at Dangote, it could also be seen as a broader message to other wealthy and influential individuals. The prophet might be trying to position himself as a spiritual advisor who can offer protection and guidance to anyone in a position of power, not just Dangote. Why didn't he contact Dangote directly if he truly had visions about the refinery? If the prophet genuinely had visions about the refinery, it would make sense to contact Dangote directly to warn him privately. The decision to address it publicly instead suggests that the prophet might have been more interested in drawing attention to himself and his supposed powers than in actually preventing the incident. Publicizing the message in church could be a way to gain more followers or attract high-profile clients by demonstrating his foresight. In conclusion, Nigerians should be cautious about accepting everything said by men of God and religious leaders, without verifying it first against the Bible. It's essential to dig deeper, seek understanding, and ask questions. As stated in Acts of the Apostles, chapter 17, verse 11, the new converts received the word with all eagerness, examining the scriptures daily to see if these things were so.